Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello, everyone, and welcome to This is Football. Welcome to our 20th and hopefully, our final therapy session of the year, ladies and gentlemen. I think we are all collectively tired of Liverpool therapy. You know, every single time we're sat here just discussing loss after loss after loss after draw after draw after draw. And this is the thing now. We're in fifth place. There is a reason why this is the because it's going to be our competition. Whoa. Get ready, ladies and gentlemen. So, comment section. Everyone watching us right now or on the replay, you guys ain't new here. Make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you all subscribe to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. Keep having the comments coming. We're gonna try get involved with as many of you guys as possible. Big up to Kem, Jared. Make sure you listen to him and like and subscribe right now. Big up Uncle Mike, Captain Sal, Iliam, Nadir, Zaid, Cameron. Aaron, big up to Michael Uzoho. Tom must answer for his crimes already. Big up to Ibrahim. Big up to Hanging with the Gnomes. Big up to Gary. Big up to DC, UM, City, John. Big up to you guys, man. Slap up that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Keep putting your thoughts in the comment section. I will try to get involved with as many guys as possible. So, we're going to start now. There's two panelists who are late, unfortunately, but we have the two guys here who are absolutely 180 degrees on Curtis Jones. One guy reps him to the point of no return, and one guy cannot stand the thought of him probably even being in the Liverpool squad. But anyway, joining us, number one, Curtis Jones' biggest fanboy. It is his 18th birthday today, so make sure you wish him a happy birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Every day is his birthday. Joining us on the channel is the guy that he thinks he carries the channel, but he's closer to Henderson than he is to Mo Salah. Hello, Tom Little. How you doing, bro?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right.
He has
No,
been.
I wasn't suspended. I wasn't suspended.
Tom, when's the
It's
last
not-
time you've been on the channel?
um,
7 day suspension. Hold that.
no,
Hold that.
I don't think it was a week ago.
It was a week ago, or even longer.
Was it exactly a week? Should we figure
Bro,
it
he
out?
claims he carries this football. Can you imagine the audacity of a man? The audacity to claim that you
Let's
carry
figure it
this
out.
channel. Nah. He deserves a Casemiro ban, they're saying. Fair enough. And joining us on the channel is actually a man making his return. And this guy right here, this guy on the screen right now, has claimed that Kurdish has been ducking the Curtis Jones
He's
Tom
been
Little
ducking the
content.
discussion. He's been ducking the
He,
discussion.
listen, Tom Little DM'd me today. He's like, Hussam, we need Kurdish on. He's been hiding. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Let's DM Kurdish. Let's get him on the channel. Joining us, as you guys already know, the pilot of the FSG outplane, and now more hated than me by top reds, is none other than the man himself. Kurdish Jones has joined us.
Hey,
How
what's
you doing, bro?
going on? Listen, I'm outside. I'm outside. You're not gonna give me 8 good games and tell me that's gonna define a player. We're not gonna
Oh, it
do that.
defines a player,
So,
Kurdish.
so we've got all day. But I think what's interesting is, have you noticed? It was when I put him in my Twitter handle where he started
No,
performing.
I'm not having this.
Sam,
I'm
did
not
you
having
notice
this.
that? Did you notice
I'm
the
not having. No,
coincidence?
no, no. See, I'm not having this.
No,
I
no,
was
but
in the front lines. I was in the front lines fighting the war. It was 1 versus 1,000 for Curtis Jones. You are not allowed to swoop in once he starts performing. Once I've fought all the battles, I'm wounded. I've been shot up. I'm dying on the battlefield, but I've won. You're not allowed to swoop in and rewrite the history books now. Don't.
okay. It
I'm not
still
having it.
doesn't change the fact when I put him in my Twitter handle, his performances increased by 20, 30, 40%. Now, I'm not saying I have anything to do with that, but we know these players look on Twitter. We know Curtis Jones is a big fan of Kurdish Jones. You know, he was looking at my Twitter and he was going, why is this fan whose ball knowledge is superior doesn't rate me? What can I do to be in Kurdish's good books? Because
Ball
I know if
knowledge is
I'm
superior.
because listen, he says, you know what he said? He said, if I know
Why
if
do you
I'm in
think Diaz is on the thumbnail?
let me tell you, he said, if I say if Kurdish Ball speaks well about me, that means the whole of football Twitter is gonna praise me and respect me. So he started to come alive, which I like, and I will take credit. Tom, thank me. You can thank me, Tom. If you'd like,
No,
if you'd like
the
to do it
only
now.
reason, you're not, because this wasn't a whim, just off the whim. Oh, I'll put Curtis Jones. You lost a bet. You are not allowed to try and get the win out of losing that bet. You sat there stone faced to me 3 months ago and said Curtis Jones will not end the season with a goal or assist for Liverpool. He's got 4 now. He's got 4.
Okay, we're gonna speak on it. We're gonna speak on it. Big up to another who says, hello, Sam. Heard the good news about McAllister coming to Reds. What do you know about it? I'm very confident that McAllister is gonna be a Liverpool player. And the good thing about this summer, Queen Nadra, as I've stated in multiple different shows, is now we've got plan B's, C's, D's, E's, F's. Klopp and his team are no longer doing the whole, it's either Chouameni, Bellingham, or no one. We have plan B's, plan C's, plan D's, which I like, which shows that we're actually learning from our mistakes. But I do expect McAllister becomes a Liverpool player unless City pays more money and pays more wages. Then we're just screwed in it. So, let's just hope we get the deal done before City call. That's my only thing, Queen Nadra. But thank you so much for the super chat. And listen, big up everyone here. Already 100 people are joining us. Make sure you guys listen to Realism Jared. Slap that like button right now. Subscribe to This Is Football if you're ready to do so. We're 1 subscriber away from 13.1k. So we want to hit that, inshallah, today before the end of the video. So slap up the like button, subscribe. There can't be 100 people in here. We ain't even on 50 likes yet. You guys can't be moving like Luiz Diaz. I need you to move a lot more clinical than that. So slap that like button.
Kurdish, man. What we doing? Get the likes up in here. What we doing?
Tell them.
Hey, come on, people.
Free button, they're not pressing it, Karis. Come on, man. Slap that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel. Big up to Nadra for the super chat. And listen, let's get into it. I actually do want to speak on Curtis Jones because Tom does claim that Kurdish is ducking the test. And since Tom is the guy that's raising the case against Kurdish, and I'm going to be the judge. So, Tom Little, what is the case that you're raising against Mr. Kurdish Jones?
Right. I'm not coming in here to suggest something completely outlandish, like some people might believe I'm going to in the comments. No, this all stemmed. Do you remember what it stemmed from? I can't remember what stream it was. It was like a month or so ago. Before Curtis Jones, I think it was the Chelsea game. We were doing our therapy after that. God. And me and Curtis got into a debate about whether Curtis Jones would be a good squad option next year. All I will say is Curtis Jones has proven that he can be a good squad option next year. He fits the role perfectly. He fits the role down to a T. And when I look at when I look at how it's shaping up next year, we're going to bring in hopefully McAllister. Hopefully we bring in Mount. Hopefully we bring in Lavia. Hopefully we bring in either Inacio or a Timber. They're the 4 that I'm really looking at getting through the door. You get me them in, we're flying. But Curtis Jones will still also play his part next year. 100% he will. And I think that's going to be...
Can I ask, what is his part?
What is his part?
That's a very key question, yeah. What's his part?
His part is probably starting most games in the Europa League, which we might end up in, or Manchester United might do a prime Manchester United and fuck it up. Starting most cup games, and then making 20 to 25 appearances in the Premier League. Not all starts, but off the bench.
You had me until you said Premier League. You had me up until that moment. You had me. I was on board. I said, you know what? I will compromise.
What, you don't want him making Premier League appearances next year?
I don't want to make a single Premier League appearance next year.
So you want right? So, but wait there. I think this is where we're going to. Who are your midfielders next year? Like,
what are we doing?
Get the signings in. You get your signings in.
Okay.
What's your midfield shaping up to look like?
So, am I doing it how I would go about my transfer strategy, or how Liverpool are going to do it?
Don't throw in like a Barella or someone.
Okay. So to me, what's realistic is next season we'll start with McAllister. We'll start with the inverted Trent. I'd have Fabinho in there, and then instead of Henderson, I'm not excited about it, as you can tell. I've got a Lavia in there. I've got a Gravenberch in there. I've got an Ugarte in there. Nobody that gets me off my seat, but they're my options.
Mm-hmm. And then beyond that,
you've got an Elliot, you've got a Fabio, you've got a Henderson, you've got a Thiago, you've got a Badge-Tick.
Look at the shamelessness to name three
No,
players
no,
who
no.
don't get in ahead of Curtis Jones.
They don't get
Sorry,
ahead
say them
of him.
again, Kurdish. Who are
But
the
wait,
three
no,
off
no,
your bench?
Sam, let me pull it back because he says he doesn't
Just
need
say
them.
the three names again.
No,
Sorry,
no, no,
off the
no. But
bench.
he
Who?
said no. But wait. Harvey Elliott, Fabio, Henderson. Then you've got your Thiago, you've got your Stefan. But my thing is, Tom just said, look at these shameless players that don't get ahead of him. Harvey Elliott got ahead of him for about 25 games.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? Harvey Elliott did more in 5 games starting last year than
Mhm.
Curtis Jones has done in his whole career at Liverpool.
Mm.
Harvey Elliott's performances last year. Do you remember Hussam? Hussam, do you remember the start of the season, bro?
I do.
Yeah. Harvey Elliott looked in that team like a starter. Like we didn't need to sign anyone. Curtis Jones has never looked that good playing for Liverpool in his life.
Right. You know I'm a big Harvey Elliott fan. I have his
Who's-
shirt for fuck's sake.
Harvey Elliott is superior.
Disagree massively.
Oh,
Disagree
come on,
massively.
Tom. Come on.
I think what Curtis Jones brings his team is the flexibility to play multiple roles in the midfield, the physicality to actually survive against different types of midfielders. I think
you
what
can't survive against any type of midfielder, let alone a variation and different types.
and yeah, well, you can.
Tom,
though,
what happened?
because
Tom, let me ask you a question. What happened to Curtis Jones this weekend?
the same
And
thing
there's
that
a
happened.
reason.
The same thing that happened to the majority of the team. They were all shit.
Okay. So it's something that's telling there instantly where as soon as everyone else plays shit, he's back to his normal self. And as soon as he comes up against a midfield that's actually decent and Villa are a decent team, he looks like he's out of his depth instantly. It doesn't take long.
Mm.
All it takes is John McGinn, Sam. That's all it takes.
So
John
we're-
McGinn,
we're-
and
the-
everybody sees it again.
Look at this. Are we saying Brentford wasn't a good midfield? Are we saying Arsenal wasn't a good midfield? Are we saying let's not include Tottenham there to be fair? Are we saying West Ham wasn't a good midfield?
Compared
There's some
to
good
Villa's,
midfield.
no. Compared to Villa is the second,
Compared
third.
to Villa's.
Villa's the third, fourth best informed team in the league. That midfield is top tier right now. So as soon as I put him against anyone of decent quality, he's out of his depth again.
No, but he isn't though, because you're then just disregarding what he's done against Arsenal. You're disregarding what he's done against other teams that have strong
Which
midfield.
other
And
team?
also,
He had one good
also-
half in Arsenal. He had one good half.
let's not even. You're saying it like only Curtis Jones. Should we do this narrative with other players? Luiz Diaz was fucking wank. Are we now saying Luiz Diaz can't hack it against good right backs?
But do you know the difference is? All them other players, Tom, I've seen last year have blinders for me. Curtis Jones, when they've been good, he's still been shit, mate. Do you know what it is, Tom? Let me put it to where I am. Let me make it clear to the audience where I am with the Curtis Jones situation. When I said Arsenal were not winning the league, Hussam, you've heard me all year. It's because of Trossard. They do not have enough players that can make an impact when you're going up against Man City. If my bench players,
I know exactly where he's going with this.
No,
as
no,
well.
but just listen. I appreciate my bench players are not going to be Foden. They're not going to be Mahrez. They're not going to be Alvarez. I can accept that. But I also understand for me to be close enough to even if they have one or two mistakes, I need my bench to be within a 20%, maximum 25% quality drop off. The drop off between Phil Foden and Curtis Jones is 70, 80, 90%. I could even say 95%. So if I'm competing with Man City, my 5 subs, whoever they are, whether they're Curtis Jones, Minamino, Origi, I need them to have a 20% quality drop, no more than 20%, because that's what I'm competing again. And at the end of the season, I said this to people, it's the bench that makes a difference for Man City. There's stats to back that. And I'm telling you, that's what happened to Arsenal. And we are not going to be able to win the league if Curtis Jones is your answer for desperate times in the Premier League. He cannot be your man that you expect to make an impact at all. You can't rely on him.
You said I'm expecting him to. This narrative. I'm not saying he should be coming in, starting games week in, week out in the Premier League. The key difference. No, I'm sitting there saying, as a 6th choice, worst case scenario, 5th choice, he's a viable option, which was all I was saying. When you disagree with me,
can I ask you one
Curtis
question?
Jones as a 6th choice is a solid option.
Can I ask you a question? And I want you to be genuine with me.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, in what situation does Curtis Jones add value for you? So what I mean by that is that there are scenarios in games, and I'm talking about the Premier League specifically. So whatever game it is, where do you feel, in which scenarios does he add value from the bench?
It's a very subjective thing, isn't it? Because I think it depends on who else is available on the bench. I don't think Curtis Jones is necessarily someone who excels at one thing, which makes me sit there and go, right, this game is crying out for exactly what he gives me here. But there's a number of facets to his game where I sit there and go, he wouldn't be my first sub, but get him on the pitch with 20 to go, and I'd back him to be able to do a job, keep the ball, recycle possession, kill the pressure that they're putting on us. I can back him to do that. And if we need an attacking minded midfielder to come off the bench, Curtis Jones has a bit about him in the final third. I'm not sitting there and telling everyone that Curtis Jones is the answer to all our problems and he's going to fire us to a title, because he isn't. But the disrespect to say he's not going to be a valid squad option.
Do you want to do a wager? Should we do a wager? Should we do another wager?
Right, what's this wager going to entail then?
I don't know. You name money, and I say
Halal wages only, no money, please.
halal wager. Tom will take the haram pot offline, but let's do a halal one for now. I'll do your wager, depending on what we agree, that in 5 years' time, Curtis Jones is playing for a team that's just hovering above the relegation zone, just hovering above it.
We'll have forgotten this bet by then. We need to do a bet for next year.
No,
do you want to do for next year?
We won't forget Tom.
We'll do that
Hussam
one.
is our witness. Hussam is our witness.
You know what? Fine, we'll do that one, but we need to do one for next year as well. We need to do one for next
bet
season.
you in the Premier League he doesn't make 15 appearances.
Oh no, he's making well more than 15 appearances.
In the
It's not
Premier
15.
League.
It's not 15 starts. It's 15 appearances. Yeah,
15 appearances in the Premier League.
100%. I'll take that. And
Hussam,
what's
the
on the
wager?
what's on the line? What's on the line?
What's on the line? You tell. Hey, if you win, I buy myself a T-shirt and I get Curtis Jones printed on it. If you win, you buy a
You
T-shirt.
get a T-shirt with Kurdish on it.
Curtis Jones on it. That's
I
fair.
win. No, I get more Jones.
I was trying to think of a player that he really dislikes. Who do you dislike, Tom?
He doesn't dislike anyone. He's the
He
back.
doesn't-
No, it's very simple. It's very, very simple. If Curtis Jones doesn't make 15 appearances, I'll just go buy a Henderson shirt.
No,
Because
you
Henderson-
like Henderson deep down.
No, you like
Well,
him.
yeah, what
I
we doing
cannot
here?
stand Jordan Henderson.
No,
At the
you
end of
could
the
do
day,
Henderson.
if it comes down to it, the sad part about me losing that
Tell you
bet
what.
would it end up meaning that Henderson will have inevitably made more appearances than Jones?
Tell you what,
Because-
if you win, I get Curtis Jones on the back of my T-shirt.
Mhm.
If I win, you get Christian Poulsen on the back of your T-shirt.
Perfect.
15 prem appearances.
15 appearance premises next season.
Sound.
So I'm not even
Done.
asking for half. I'm not even asking for half.
100%.
That's how low
15
my
15 prem
standards are of
appearances.
him. Hussam, my standards are so little of him. I'm not even asking for half. That's how little and low my standards are.
I can't lie to you. That's absolutely insane.
Do you want
right
to know a crazy stat?
there. Speaking of
Go on.
insane,
Go on.
Mons
Go on.
is here, ladies and gentlemen. Only 26 minutes late, ladies and gentlemen. You know, early arrival on the stream. Big up.
He's
See,
still
when
not
I
the
tell you guys he's a
latest.
celebrity, you know I ain't lying. Who are late? Celebrities all the time.
I've
No, it is
actually been here in the background, sitting here for like 15 minutes.
That's a lie. I saw
That's-
exactly when you walked in here.
You know what I'm saying? Just saying from now, like it's been 15 minutes. I've been waiting here for a while. It's about time Sam brought me in. Speaking of bets, I saw you guys talking about a bet. You know, there was also a bet that I made. You know, about if Darwin goes and scores the goal to get us into top 4, then I'll get the home and away kit with Darwin on the back. You remember that one?
Hey, it's not over yet. It's not over yet, Mons.
Oh, really? He's got a
What-
throw
what's-
injury. He won't be playing. So
He's
that
not
won't be
even playing.
that won't be happening.
You want to know how I know Nunez has just been shunned to the background? I don't know if you guys saw the Henderson video where they're like kind of saying goodbye to Firmino. Nunez is sat there on a table instead of him being up with the squad. That's do you guys see the video? Nunez actually sat on the table. Like, that is wild. Okay, let me just deal with the super chats, then we'll continue with Curtis Jones' conversation because I want to hear what Monster's thoughts are on this. And I'm gonna be sorry with you. I'm actually in between Tom Little and Kurdish because they both just doing too much. So, everyone watching this right now, make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Big up to Felipe, Ryan, MHM, and Nadra. Everyone right now, slap that like button. 160 people in here. 100 likes minimum. Yalla, slap the like button. Ryan says, big up. Two guys on the top row, of course, Kurdish and Tom. You both owe me apologies over Luiz Diaz. I told you that he's overrated, no end product, rubbish decision making. You know, Ryan, why I love you, my brother. Thank you.
Give it time,
No,
Ryan.
no. Ain't no give it time. Same way I'm gonna back you on Curtis. You're about to answer for the Luiz Diaz crimes because he said this guy said Luiz Diaz is our best forward, disrespecting
By the way,
the man,
he is
the man that has won 3 golden boots in 6 years, 30 goals consistently every year for a futsal dribbler. We're gonna talk about it, but big up to you, Ryan, man. Thanks so much for the super chat. And I do agree with you.
Apologize.
They both need to apologize. Weren't you doing Luiz Diaz prop?
Not to the same level that Kurdish was. I just said next year he'll be back to his best.
Kurdish is just too much. He's always too much.
Sam, you know me. You know I wouldn't dare disrespect Mohamed Salah, the man who's on course to break Thierry Henry's Premier League legacy, the man who's going to go down as our greatest ever Premier League player. I'm not comparing Luiz Diaz to him.
You're right. I can't lie. You are a Salah
Premier League player. Oh.
But you know, the thing is, like, with
Steven
this whole
Gerrard
Diaz
didn't
stuff,
exist. Steven Gerrard didn't exist.
Listen, I have Gerrard number 1, but I ain't about to put Diaz above Salah because he dribbles nice. Kurdish is so confused. He likes Nunez and Diaz at the same time, who are polar opposites.
No, they're not. They're both pace and power. They're both
Diaz ain't no pace and power.
Diaz is all pace. Diaz is
literally just technical ability.
We're talking about the same Luiz Diaz.
No, Diaz has pace. He doesn't have the power.
Pace.
He doesn't have the power, but he's got
Tom
tech
Kurdish
instead.
thinks Luiz Diaz would beat Salah in a race. That's how much pace he thinks.
No, he wouldn't do that though because
Mohamed Salah's not even a sprinter anymore. He can't even run as he used to.
Yeah, and he's still faster.
Like, what are we doing?
Hot take. I think we should sell Thiago. Sadly,
no.
MHM, I love you. Thank you for the super chat. But my brother, I will respond the same way when people were trying to sell Jota. The first time we have a little bit depth, why you want to sell it? We're about to buy 3 midfielders, akhi. If we buy 3 midfielders, we can finally use Thiago like a luxury player. We can finally stop asking Thiago to be a Ferrari, to be driven like a Honda. I ain't trying to sell him. But thank you so much for the super chat. And finally, Felipe says, Kurdish has a good football take challenge. Impossible.
Felipe, man. We get on. We speak on Twitter. What are we doing here?
Doesn't rate Salah. Still simps for that bum on my bench at Bayern. Ni hao. Enjoy Mount and Europa. I can't lie. The one thing you got wrong in that is I don't think Kurdish wants Mount at all. Like, Kurdish is so anti-Mount to the point. Like, Kurdish is just... He's just
I'd rather keep Curtis Jones.
There is one more crime that Kurdish does have to answer for, though, Hassam, because it's been that long. Do you remember when me, you, and Kurdish were sat here on a stream 10 minutes ago before the end, and Kurdish comes out with the claim that we should sell Diogo Jota because he doesn't drink enough water, and his proof was Diogo Jota's tongue is white, so he's dehydrated, and his performance levels are declining.
I didn't say that. I just said I need to understand why my striker's tongue is white. That's a genuine question to ask.
A bit weird.
That's a dehydration issue, though, Mons. That's a dehydration issue.
I'm pretty sure this means that you're not cleaning your tongue and your breast nose.
Why is he not cleaning his tongue? You're a professional athlete.
Can't lie, his breath would have stank that day still.
Depo kicking.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Like a 14-year-old kid who's just playing FIFA because that's all he does. Like, he just doesn't leave his room, doesn't brush his teeth because all he's doing all day is just playing FIFA, and then he's got to run to football training.
That's also Tom Little.
Like,
what the fuck is Sam?
That's a one-liner right there. I couldn't resist. But I do agree with you, Felipe. We kind of need to get one Kurdish good take. Big up to Joe, who says you are making assumptions and we will get the players you are mentioning. It's all in the air. True. We will only know at the end of the transfer window. However, Joe, that does not mean that I go into a transfer window with number 1 wanting to sell Thiago, number 2 trying to rely on Curtis Jones. And I'm going to give you my opinion on the whole Curtis Jones conversation because I feel like there is a in the middle in all this, like, you know, Kurdish is just doing too much. and Tom is just doing too much. It's just too
I'm
much
like-
prop.
I'm asking him to be 6th choice.
Tom?
How is that too much?
Tom, hear me out, my brother. I'm about to tell
It
you
is
how. But
too
big up
much.
to you, Joe.
It's too much. It's too
Thank
much.
you for the super chat. Goalkeeper cover for Allison. Names. Vagabond, thank you for the super chat. But I think it's been actually the whole Sal Kelleher thing. I don't think it's going to happen anymore, right, guys? I swear it's not only me who says it.
Unless we get a big offer, Klopp said we won't sell him. And even
Yeah, I
then-
think the whole Sal Kelleher thing hasn't been because even Klopp came out and said basically that we are not even in the market for a goalkeeper. So
Yeah.
the whole Sal Kelleher thing isn't going to happen anymore. And this is the benefit of Europa League. Now he can just play all the Europa League games. Please don't send Allison to Kazakhstan. Will says Kurdish ball knowledge not robust enough. You know what? Let me tell you, that's not even an attack. You know what's that's a mockery of the Joe Schmatka article where they say he has a robust sense of humor. So he's saying it's just not robust enough for you, So that's the problem. Mo says Lavia getting bodied by Mitoma, who's 50 kilograms. Mo, we're going to get into the summer. We're going to get into the summer and the targets and all of that. And I'll tell you why Lavia is going to be a good signing when we get to that part of it. But thank you so much, Mo, for the super chat. I appreciate it. And listen, 200 people in here. Before I say what I'm about to say, which I actually can't believe I'm about to say, everyone watching us right now, slap up the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Every single person watching us right now, please like the video, subscribe. Big up to Nadra, MHM, Ryan, Felipe, Joe, Vagabond, Will, Mo, and Selection for the super chats. And of course, Selection is out here just doing the most. Zarbi versus Klopp Europa League. Mount at 45 to 50 million is a good deal. Don't be showing him the salute to that. Diaz is a better footballer than Salah. I agree. Completely wrong statement, 100%. And I'm about to debunk it now. But stick along, Selection, and hear my response because I'm about to go all in. And speaking of going all in, I cannot believe that this man actually arrived after months on a stream. Imagine, months was
What journalist
27
was he
minutes
interviewing,
late.
Hassan? What journalist was he interviewing? Because, he's too big time for us now. He's got all these big journalist interviews.
Yeah, he's got all these journalist interviews. I see him on Born and Red TV. Shout out to Assam and the guys fucking interviewing every journalist known to mankind. He was on with Fabrizio Romano earlier. Don't be shaking your head. There's no other reason why you're late, Mr. Celebrity. Hello, Rax. How you doing, bro?
Oh man, I'm sorry. I was late because I fell asleep and no excuses.
Does
Sorry.
this look like a fella asleep
my hair.
face?
God no,
Hey,
look at my
no
hair.
way
Though.
this guy- I fell
That's
asleep
definitely bed
face.
hair, man.
You look more organized than me. I will be sorry with you, but it's okay, Rax. Listen, unlike other people on
No,
the stream,
Rax,
this
it's
is
not
doing
okay.
fucking-
That's it's not okay because when I was 50 minutes late, even though I was at the beginning and I was in the background 50 minutes, Sam made me the laughing stock. So Rax, it's
Unlike
not okay.
other people on the stream who are always late,
This
this
is
is
the
Rax's
second
first
time.
time being late.
Rax, this is the
First
second time. Remember when I had to face off against those two Chelsea fans on my own?
Oh
On my
shit,
own?
yeah.
Remember that, Rax? I don't forget. I needed you that
That
day.
was bad, man. That was bad.
It's fine. We beat them in both finals anyway. But I needed you nonetheless. I needed you.
Fair.
It's fine. I got you. Welcome to.
So look, let me just say this on the whole Curtis stuff before Mons Rax chimes. And here's the thing with the whole Curtis Jones conversation. I ain't. What the fuck? Whose shirt is that? Oh, thank God you actually have good taste for once. Here's the thing.
Wow,
when it comes
fucking hell.
to this whole Curtis Jones conversation, I completely disagree with Kurdish more than I disagree with Tom. I'll tell you why. The reason why I disagree with Kurdish is he said Henderson. Henderson should not even be 8th choice. Henderson should be leading up the Europa League team. He should be helping out Bacetic and shit in the Europa League. That's all I want to see from him. Here's my thing, right? I'm not a fan of Curtis Jones at all. Everyone here knows this. But 3 new midfielders, a DM and 2 8s are my starting midfield. I've got Fabinho and Thiago off the bench. And then if I need to rest McAllister or I need to rest any of these players, I genuinely have no problem with Curtis Jones playing 5-10 games. The thing is, I'll tell you why, right? If we are coming up against a team that just got promoted, someone of that sort, right? And we need to rest McAllister for a game, I've got no problem with Curtis playing there. and we give McAllister a rest. You know, if you know the new DM plays alongside someone else and Curtis is there, I don't see that as some sort of weakness. I think Curtis could definitely play a role next season. And these last games, of course, they cannot make him into a starter, but they can convince you that he's a good enough squad player. Because my thing is, I'd rather Curtis over Henderson. I'd rather him over Elliott, even though I'm an Elliott guy, and I'd rather him over Fabio Carvalho. So I think Curtis is objectively better than those three. So he's just by definition the sixth choice. So I do unfortunately have to agree with Tom Little on that one. And let me tell Selection and Kurdish why they have horrendous ball knowledge. This is the problem with you both. You see dribble, you get an erection directly. You just lose all common sense.
That's not true.
And you
Because I
don't know how
dislike
to do it.
Neymar. I dislike Neymar. So that's
Chill.
not
Can you
true.
chill? Let me
No,
see.
I can't because you're lying
Luiz
on my name.
Diaz in
I
that
would
game
like
against
to.
Aston Villa. This is why he is on this thumbnail. Done more dribbling than a futsal game. Dribble, get into dangerous position, do fuck all. Get into dangerous position, do fuck all. Get into dangerous position, do fuck all. I think in about 10 times he got into a dangerous position. He made the right decision like once, 1 out of 10.
Talking about
He
Diaz
made
or
the
talking
right
about
decision.
Curtis? Diaz or Curtis?
That's not a conversation. One's a midfielder, one's a winger.
Which one? I said, were you talking about Curtis though?
No, I'm talking about Diaz right now.
Oh,
Yeah. So
okay.
people, when you say better footballer, just because someone dribbles better, don't make him a better footballer. Because Salah had an absolutely horrible game against Aston Villa, but he got into a dangerous position and played an outside of the foot pass into the feet of Roberto Firmino, 1-1. That pass, if you ask Diaz to attempt it 15 times, would miss the target 14 times. Like just attempting it, he would miss the target. So I have nothing against Diaz. I think he's going to come good and all that, but all this talk of like best forward, our best winger, all that, just premature, because what separates the likes of Mitoma from the elite wingers is what they do in the final third. And I think that part of Diaz's game needs fine-tuning. Open floor. Attack the day, guys.
Curtis.
Yes, Mons.
Feels like it's back to fucking August again.
Curtis. By the way,
Once you know, I never actually know what your opinion is on Curtis. I don't know where you are at with him. Like,
I mean, I feel like there's many reasons as to why he's playing the way he's playing. Some are good reasons, and others might sound like excuses. So the excuses are more the fact that I'm guessing all of us here have played football to some sort of level, and you know that if there are three midfielders on their way into the club, and you're in a position where you could possibly be loaned. I doubt maybe sold, but probably loaned. You probably have to look at yourself, and you have to go into overdrive, and you have to play to prove a point almost. I can't differentiate as to if Curtis is playing to prove a point, or this is Curtis at this point. This is his level. Like this really good level that he's playing at is Curtis's level. I can't tell whether this is him proving a point / form, or this is how good he is.
Mont, is it a good level, or is it just that the level has been so bad that we're seeing it's a good level because it's just slightly better than what we've seen this year?
I think that's harsh to say. If you're looking at the finishes,
he's played well though.
He's played well. He scored 3 goals from midfield. He's got a couple of assists under his belt. That is on, and if anything, that is miles better than what we've seen from our midfield this season. For one, we looked at Bajcetic and we thought he was the new Busquets. We thought Stefan was the new Busquets. So yes, the bar is pretty low. But if he has a good preseason, he starts next season for me. I'd go as far as to say that. It depends who we get in.
Oh, God.
Mons, I don't think you understand that I've never had any more respect for you as a man than I do right now.
Let Mons Airways land. I think if he continues to improve and he shows us that this isn't just a phase, this isn't just him trying to prove a point because there are midfielders coming in, then if it's not broken, don't fix it. So leading me on to my next point though, I think with Curtis,
Can we undress your first point, bro?
Apart from Arsenal, where he did have a decent game, and then obviously Thiago came on and showed the levels, we haven't really smoked up a top team since Curtis's run of form. So that is where I'm on the other side of the fence, where I'm going, okay, so if we go and get a McAllister, if you go and get Mac 10, or if we go and get a Ugarte, if we go and get a Paulinho, or any of these guys that are linked to Liverpool, do you kind of get those guys in and get them to adapt straight away, and Curtis goes back to being a squad player? Well, or is this Curtis's level where you just play him in Europa?
McAllister is a Premier League midfielder, Mons. What adapt?
No, but is McAllister going to play left centre mid or right centre mid? He's going to play right centre mid.
You already know he's going to play left centre mid. What? Left, of course.
Okay, I mean, personally, I think he'd probably do a job right centre mid. I think he'd play either. We don't know which one.
Okay, let me give you a realistic world, right? Realistic world, right? Let's cut the BS here. Lavia, McAllister, Kefren, Thuram. That could happen this summer. If we sign those three, Montel, you have to answer. If we sign these three, is Curtis Jones starting still?
Say that Lavia who? Lavia,
McAllister, Kefren.
How long did it take Fabinho to start for Liverpool?
He can't start.
months.
He can't start.
Hey,
next
just
year.
answer me the question. How long did it take Fabinho?
4 or 5 months.
How long did it take Robbo to start for Liverpool?
6.
3 months less because
These
Moreno's
guys
out.
aren't going to come in and hit the ground running. Maybe McAllister. Maybe McAllister. Maybe.
No, but they have Prem experience, Mons. That's the difference.
Thuram.
Okay,
maybe-
forget Thuram.
maybe
Okay, one
McAllister.
second. Forget the third guy, because the third guy won't have it. If McAllister and Lavia come through, they both are Premier League experienced players. It's not like they have to learn the league.
It's not about learning the league. It's about learning the system. That's what it's about. And at the end of the day, Robbo played in the Premier League. He still had to learn the system. Yeah, Alberto Moreno. If anyone said we've just got Andy Robertson, should Alberto Moreno be starting for Liverpool? No, look at you, like you're crazy. No, hell no. Keep him as far away from the team as possible. But at the end of the day, but hold on. We actually saw a half decent Alberto Moreno until he got injured that season, because Robbo was there, ready and raring to go. And the same thing can happen with Curtis. These guys have to mold and get ready and be ready for the system. And if it's Thiago or if it's Curtis Jones who starts on that left centre mid, then them man will be ready to go. There's going to be player competition. I believe hopefully we'll see a better Curtis Jones, because we'll see that competition in midfield. Again, whether he starts or not isn't life or death for me if he carries on playing the way he's playing. That's...
Look, I think Mont has a point. If we sign 3 midfielders like most people think we're going to do, that's what all the noise is coming out. I'd be very surprised if all 3 new midfielders are starting in the first game of next season. I think maybe one.
I don't think necessarily they start, but I don't think that means Curtis starts.
No, but I reckon, for example, I can see Fabinho as being one of the players who starts.
Okay, that's fair. I agree with you.
And maybe one coming in or 2 coming in. I don't know. It depends on the blend. Depends on the
So here's
roles.
the thing. Let's assume Fabinho starts, which I agree with you. Would you say it's fair, based even on his experience, McAllister starts first game? He's literally a World Cup winner. Like,
Again,
Yeah,
though,
no,
Hassam, you've got to consider like who's playing where almost, because I believe I'm with you. McAllister should be on the left. That's where
True.
he played in the World Cup. He plays a left mid in the World Cup for Argentina. He's a left-sided midfielder, if anything. But then, let's say the right centre mid's the one that needs time to adapt, and we don't really want to, blood him in first game. Who the fuck are we playing up there?
well, definitely not Curtis.
But then who? Are we seriously going to be starting Henderson next year?
Do you
First
not
game of the
all-
season, are we starting Henderson next year?
do you not all see the
I
problem here?
swear to God, I would rather see Tom Little in midfield.
Do you not see the problem though here? Curtis Jones is a solution to one of your problems, and now you're trying to say he should be a permanent solution. That can't happen because the problem persists. He's never your first answer.
No,
So how
I
can
don't-
he now be your first answer?
But I don't think he's going to be the. Eventually, he's not going to be the permanent solution. I think like with most young players, if Curtis Jones stays at Liverpool and ends up being a squad player, I'm happy with that. That's fine. If he proves to be good enough to be a squad player,
Yeah,
I'm
but
okay with that.
starting though, Like
No. Starting every now and then, fine. Starting every
starting
game,
in the Europa League, I think.
no.
Definitely.
What's his
Uh,
ceiling,
yeah,
Rax?
exactly,
Rax,
no.
what's his ceiling?
You know what? I don't know, to be honest. I know people will say we haven't seen enough for him and stuff, but I just think let's see what he can do, and if he proves to be good enough, fine. And if he doesn't prove to be good enough, we sell him.
You know,
Sorry, one more question just on that. So
Sorry.
how much longer do you want to see him? Do you know when you say let's see, how much longer?
Well, it depends how much. I don't think if I say to you, give him 0.39th of a season, like I can't put a specific
No, but
number
is
on
it
it.
one
but-
season?
but-
Is it 2 seasons? Is it 3?
Well, I mean, I'd definitely give him next season because I don't think we're going to sell him this summer, and I don't think we should sell him this summer because we've got not enough numbers anyway. I think 2 seasons is a reasonable number, and then we'll see where he is. Like even when Fergie had like these, he had all the good players that came through youth academy. You still had your Wes Browns and your John O'Shea's and all these kind of players who would come in for the odd game here or there. Maybe they come in the Europa League or maybe they play cup games. If Curtis Jones ends up having that kind of role for Liverpool, I'm okay with that because
You need them players. He fits quotas as well. This is something that needs to be considered as well.
Do you not
No,
question
that's
the
a fair
players? Do you not question the players' own ambitions if he's accepting that role for the rest of his career?
you know what? I don't.
He's
that's a
22.
valid question.
He's
well,
22.
Yes and no. Okay, I can accept that. But then lots of other players are more than happy who have been decent players, who've been good players for clubs like Liverpool and clubs like Man United and other big clubs, with happy having that kind of role. I as long as he has when he plays, he has an impact. And obviously, the question is going to be at what level that impact is, and that's what the proof's going to be in the pudding. Let's see. I'm not going to write him off just yet. I'm not going to. Do I think he has the potential to be world class? I don't see it just yet, but I'm not going to write it off because 22 years old is still pretty young, man. Like I know people will say you can see, you can't see it.
My problem is when you deem him as a starter. Squad option, I have no problem. But
No,
but Hassan, what I think Monty was on about was you go into the first game of next season and you've got McAllister. Bear in mind, we don't know how preseason's going to go. So preseason could throw everything into the fucking wind and throw everything away. But with the way I know Jurgen Klopp manages based off of how he's done it in the past, if Curtis Jones has a good game against Southampton to end this season, and then people start saying they only had a great end to the season, whatever, then Jurgen Klopp will sit there and go, based off form, and he has a solid pre-season in him. Jurgen Klopp will probably start in first game because based on form, he knows the system well, all the buzzwords that you want. I think that's what we're on about. Curtis Jones could well stop because guess what? That's the exact same reason he gave Henderson starting this season, first game of the season, instead of Elliott. Them exact reasons. And then when Harvey Elliott came on, you saw how big of a fucking cock it was. But he's still done it anyway because of all the buzzwords, and he knows the system better. He's more in tune. He's got momentum. Yada yada yada. That's what I think Mont means.
I'm saying even if you consider adaptation, there is genuinely and look, you already know me and Tom. By the way, me and you agree on our stance, and I actually understand what Kurdish is saying. That's what Kurdish is saying. The difference makers need to be much better, which I understand. He's basically saying the fifth and the sixth option need to actually impact your games. Now, my argument to that would be is if we step by step let Lavia become the DM, McAllister's going to be in midfield regardless because I think he just has too much experience. Kevin Turam is going to be another starter. We're saying if that happens. Then you've got Fabinho, who's a difference maker. You've got Thiago, who's a difference maker. He just wants the third guy to also be someone of that level, which I hear where he's coming from. But I wouldn't say that's a priority right now. Like, I would say get those 3 in first because our midfield is so crap at the minute. Get those 3 in first and let's shuffle it around a little bit. But then it's like when Kurdish says Henderson, I'm going to be so real with you. Like, I have Bajcetic ahead of him as well. No, let's Rax. It's getting a stage where
it's funny.
Rax, would it be a fair statement to say he's been by far our worst player this year? Fair statement, right? Not even agenda. Be real. Okay, so now we've got 3 new signings. We've got Fabinho, Thiago, Curtis. That's 6. Bajcetic 7. Am I lying?
No.
All 7 are comfortably better than Hendo. So I ain't trying to see Hendo there. And I think Elliott will probably be used as a right wing cover. I think he's probably going to be used somewhere else the next season. So, like, I'm not even counting Elliot. Carvalho is the funny one because, like, does Klopp keep him to play like Europa League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, etc., or does he send them out on loan? That would be a very interesting decision to see.
Yeah, Sammy didn't even play him in the cups this year.
I just don't know how we're questioning Curtis's like ambition if he wants to be a squad player. To me, you do the talking with your feet, and the second he's got an opportunity to get a run in the first team, he's actually taking it as best he can.
Not the second.
By being the best midfielder, by being the best midfielder there, be it a low bar, he's been the best midfielder we have.
But it's just not factual. It's not the second. It's probably the fifth, the sixth attempt. He's had multiple chances to nail down a place, and he's not done anything.
Well, I wouldn't say. I'd say multiple chances is a stretch, because at the end of the day, when you have a fully functioning midfield in either Thiago, Wijnaldum, KR, Henderson, Fabinho, Thiago, all these midfield combinations, Curtis, even at his best, was not good enough to get into those midfield. He wasn't. Now, again, no one's saying Curtis needs to start for Liverpool for the foreseeable future and he is undroppable. I think that's what you guys seem to think that we're getting at. It's not about being undroppable for the foreseeable
There's no we. You're the only one saying this.
No, I'm saying, but that's the way you guys are making it out to be. If he's got momentum, as Tom said, if there is momentum there and Thiago's struggling to stay fit, there is a possibility that Curtis could start on that left centre mid come the start of the season, and until the other guys that we bring in can adapt to the system properly. And there's nothing wrong with that. We've gone 7 wins on the bounce. We are undefeated in 9 games. That has not happened all season with the other ones. With the light skin.
What are the other ones though?
With Captain Fantastic, the light skin Voldemort, the guy that's amazing but never plays. Let me know.
Who's Voldemort? Fabinho?
Fabinho, the light skin Voldemort. Do you know what I'm saying? Captain Fantastic, Cap. VO5
light skinned anyway.
Henderson. Thiago Alcantara.
Captain Fantastic has also been in that 7-game run. So if you're praising Jones, you have to praise Captain Fantastic too. He's been a starter.
We're not talking about Captain Fantastic. I'm saying,
yeah, but do you know what's funny about that though, Kurdish? Jordan Henderson. Jordan Henderson's Kurdish, because the only midfielder to actually be in that 9-game stretch, only one midfielder has been dropped, and they've been dropped twice, and it was Henderson. Once for Harvey Elliott and once for Cody Gakpo. He decides to play an attacking at right centre with the head of Henderson. What are we doing here, man?
And like calling him Captain Fantastic, it's such an insult to Steven Gerrard. It's such an insult.
Yeah,
just don't do it.
Yeah, right. So you're just proving my point though. Like, these men have been underwhelming at best. Thiago changes his hairstyle more than his fitness, more than he starts. Like, you know, every do you know what I'm saying? KR, don't get me started. Ox,
he's gone. No need to bad.
Yeah, but we're talking about context. They're still here right now. They still got another game.
We're talking about next season. Right now, it's over. What, you're going to talk about Southampton?
But we don't know who's walking through that door. But whoever does walk through that door, they're not going to know that whoever walks through that door, we're not going to know how good they're going to be for Liverpool. The only guy who can come in straight. How about this? Thiago didn't even start the first game for Liverpool. Thiago came off the bench against Chelsea. Came off the bench.
And when he came off the bench, what happened? He was man of the match.
Yeah, he broke the record. Yes, big him up.
You know what I think will be different this time, Mount? I'm going to tell you. There's 2 things that come through my mind. Number 1, this season has been so bad that even Jurgen Klopp is probably going to try to get the transfer in as early as possible to do the whole preseason thing, to make them as ready as possible. Second thing is, signing Premier League proven players like the likes of McAllister and Lavio have been there, done that. So it's not like they're going to learn the league or anything. They've been here. Like, if I just put McAllister in a Liverpool shirt, there's nothing for him to learn except the Klopp way of football. The rest, like, he's been there. Like, he's a Premier League midfielder. And the third thing is, I think we'd want to hit the ground running. Given the fact that, you know, where we're at this season and how shit it's been, I think we'd want to hit the ground running. And I don't see a world in which we hit the ground running if we're genuinely starting with and I'm not saying this is Curtis, I'm saying in general, with the same people that let us down anyway, which is why we do have to switch it up a little bit. Like, and this is why I'm very big on, for example,
that same Curtis, Henderson, Fabinho will start on match day one when the Premier League.
You know for a fact that won't be the starting midfield.
I don't want that to start, but like it or not,
you know for a fact that won't be the starting midfield.
Let's make a bet. That will be the starting midfield. If all of granted all three of them are fit. Hold on, granted all three of them are fit. That will be the starting midfield next season. And again, when Klopp feels
I'll
like
take that bet.
Klopp has only managed one way. That's how he's managed.
Curtis, are you saying it's gonna
I'll
happen?
take
or
that bet.
won't?
No, what Curtis Jones
Yeah,
starts the first game next season?
Yeah, I don't think it'll happen.
Absolutely
Either.
not. What's your stake, Ad? What's your stake, Mons? What's your stake?
Name it.
Hey, you're
Name
the
it.
one that laying the bet. You're the one laying the bet.
We can run up the Darwin thing again. Get Darwin at the back of my shirt.
I wasn't involved. I wasn't involved in that.
That was Tom Little, the bullshit.
You're laying the bet. You're laying the bet. You're laying the bet. Give me a number.
Do you get it? Like, cause Sam, I mean, I'd shave my hair bald, but I got level 1 anyway, so it don't matter to me. So what do you wanna do?
This guy's sending shots at me. If you go to the back. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, bring him back.
Can you
What
stop
we
me
saying,
and
Mons?
Can you stop me and Rack, please? Because me and Tom are linking on the Curtis thing right now. But
Mons, what are we saying? What's the bet? Talk to me. I'll take.
No, I'm just saying, McAllister is a ball player midfielder. Yeah, he's a ball player midfielder. So when that preseason starts, he will be throwing up. He will be throwing up from that preseason. You know what I'm saying? There ain't no Milner.
He's gonna be ready. Perfect.
No, he's not going to be ready.
Yes, he will
Unless you are an attacker, Klopp. When it comes to attackers, yes, Klopp will dash you in. He'll dash you in quickly. Diaz came in, started. You know what I'm saying? Salah came in, started. These men will start if you're an attacker. If you are a midfielder, it don't work like that. Klopp reverts back to type. The second he gets an opportunity, he reverts back to type. And if you lot think Klopp's going to look at these, he's going to look at the whole season and go, 7 wins on the bounce. Curtis, Hendo, Fab. I mean, maybe if Hendo's fitness is different, he might not start. But Fab and Curtis are starting in that DM position.
I'll take any odds you want to give. Give me them.
You know our manager, but why are you man acting like you don't know our manager?
No, I listen.
Curtis, I don't want that to happen. That's not what I want. But that's what we're gonna get.
Months, if betting was halal, I take that bet right now.
Every day. Give me your odds. I keep saying, give me
your
your
odds.
odds.
Just sitting here watching this unfold.
You want to hear the worst part? He said Henderson as well. Let me not even. Big up to J-Boy. Let's just run through the super chats. Before we run to the super chats, guys, 250 people watching us. We ain't even on 100 likes yet, guys. Look at these bunch of Darwin Nunez in the comment section. Make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you subscribe to this football right now. We have hit 13.1k. So thank you guys so much. Big up to you guys. Make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you subscribe right now. Big up to J-Boy. Says, with rumors of Caicedo release clause set at 70 mil, would you settle for 50 plus Gallagher and Carvalho loan for him?
No,
of course. I'm doing that.
No. I just paid.
And let me add another caveat. For 70 million, and McAllister 60, I'd much rather buy Caicedo for 70.
Again, no, I'll sit there and say, no, I wouldn't give them 50 million in Kelleher because I'd just pay the 70 million. Why do we have to go weaken another position to go strengthen one?
Because we're owned by FSG. Because we're owned by FSG.
It's 20 million.
No, Tom, I'm saying 70 straight up, 70.
So, yeah, just pay the 70 straight up.
Have it, take
it. There's no reason to give.
I don't think Tom would have a problem with Carvalho on loan. I think he has a problem with Gallagher.
No, Carvalho can go out on loan. I've got no. If anything, it's better for him. But I don't see why we should weaken our goalkeeping spot because you know what? We said this on the space earlier. Even though it was falling apart, we've got. You know what we've avoided this year? We've had a lot of fucking stupid things happen. But you know what hasn't happened this year? The year-round Alisson injury, where he's out for a month or a month and a half, where his hamstring goes or he eats too much fucking barbecue and then he's just fucking fat and can't play for a month. Whatever it is, we've missed that this year. So we're getting it back in blood next year. We're getting it back in blood. And I don't want to see Adrian or Harvey Davies or Marcel Pitaluga or fucking Ron Robert Zieler or whoever the fuck we're going to
You're just naming random people now.
I don't want to see them get minutes.
By the way, I'm not sacrificing Gallagher unless you're giving me a backup goalkeeper or we're just all this goes to the shits. Like, I'm going to be sorry with you. I'm not. I love Gallagher. I trust in Gallagher. He's shown me signs. He's played big games. I swear, didn't he played the Carabao Cup final as well? Like the final against Chelsea Football Club.
Scored the penalty. Scored his penalty.
Scored the penalty, exactly. So I'm not going to sit up here and doubt Gallagher. So I wouldn't take that. If we could get Caicedo, saying thank you, McAllister, for the memories. See you later, Caicedo. Hello, it's time, Habibi. It's just like, it's just the more attractive player.
But
What do you guys?
if Kelleher wants to go, which I think that's the main issue, it seems like Kelleher wants first team football. If he wants to go and he wants to go there's worse place that he can go to Brighton. I think if we were to look at selling him to Brighton, we should try and definitely.
Who's
try
your
and put some
backup
kind of
keeper then?
No, we definitely need a backup keeper. What I'm saying is, if he definitely wants to go, then Brighton would be a good fit for him, and we should. But at the same time, we should definitely be looking at some kind of buyback clause similar to what City have got with Lavia.
Lavia,
yeah, 2 or 3 years time, who knows what the situation is going to be with Alisson. He may want a new challenge and all that kind of stuff. So we shouldn't let him go without that. Yeah. Well, I'm just like.
That's what they usually say anyway. Like, that's why I thought that funny. That's like the buzzword. Big up to City, who says, what do you think of Kefren Turam? If there is one project player we should go for alongside McAllister and DM, it's him, a young Yaya. I wouldn't say young Yaya. Like, I think he's probably more like technique sort of driven player. I wouldn't say he's Kurdish's pace and power.
Yaya had technique.
No, don't change my words. Don't change my words. Yaya had technique. I'm saying Kefren is a lot more technique than pace and power. Yaya is all-encompassing. He had both.
I think the issue that we're going to run... to be fair, I don't know what you lot think, but I think with me, it comes down to what role that right centre mid is going to be playing next year.
RCM and CM.
Yeah. You know me, Hassan. You know me and my role talk.
Fucking tactical bastard over here.
If our right centre mid is a more attack-minded player, i.e. we want them to get up, support Salah, hug the touchline so Mo Salah doesn't have to, do it. I just think you'd be wasting Thuram there. I don't see... I think it'd be a disservice to the player.
He's not hugging anything.
No, but I'm saying don't. I want my right centre mid to go do that so Salah doesn't have to.
Thomas Little, tell me right here, right now.
You know who I want. You know
Thomas
who I
Little.
want.
No. You can shove that London Curtis Jones where the sun don't shine, brother. I ain't trying to open that kind of worms.
Mason Mount is the perfect right attacking mid.
Akhi, wallahi, I cannot. Yeah.
He got it out. You see how he got it out there?
What reason do we do this?
Curtis, can you speak up? Help me, bro. He wants Curtis and the London Curtis in the team. I cannot, man. Like, this is just...
what makes it worse, Hussam?
Thank God you're not our manager.
Hussam, do you know what makes it worse? For about 2 months in the World Cup, Tom was front line with me and you on Mason Mount slander. He was doing Mason Mount slander more than me and you were.
Fact.
Yep.
Fact.
And you know what? I searched within myself. I found peace. I looked within, and I've seen the light.
He realized he's cheap and he's happy to settle. That's what happened.
I've seen
You're
the light.
just
whatever
waffling.
reasons, I've seen the light. I think Mason Mount is the best right centre mid for this system,
No, he isn't.
for this team, for this price range. That isn't Caicedo.
No, but you cannot say that isn't Caicedo because Caicedo is that option though, so you can hold that.
No, but Hassam, I don't think there's a world.
Quadio Kone over Mason Mount right now.
Every day, every single day.
He just said Mount over Quadio Kone. Help me, God. Help me, God, please.
Mason Mount.
Tom, one good.
I'm taking Curtis Jones over Mason Mount, Tom.
I'm taking Curtis over Mason.
I'm taking Mason over Curtis. I think Mason Mount's getting a lot of.
How have the tables turned like this? How have we got here?
You know what else I consider though? You know what else I consider? That fellow who plays for Leipzig, what's his name?
Spolotsai.
That geezer. I like him.
Yes. A name, Sam. You know I don't get on with the names we've been linked with. Him, get me him today. Him and McAllister.
Who?
Pedro Gonçalves as well.
He's Hungarian, isn't he?
Lad, are you seriously going to try and ask? Are you seriously going to try and ask me to pronounce his name? I can barely pronounce after. Right.
You can barely say the English player's name.
Shoboljaya.
Let me Google.
Spolotsai. That's it.
Spolotsai.
That's it.
Spolotsai. Hey, I am sold. Him or Manu Kone? I am
Fair.
sold.
Same. But for me, City, I'd be happy with Kefren Turan personally. I think he's also a fantastic signing. But big up to you, City. Thanks so much for the super chat. Philippe says, question for you, 5. What is your minimum target the team needs to meet for it to be successful? Timber would be a class signing. I think we're going to get Julian Timber, personally. I'd prefer Inacio, but I think we're going to get Timber for his versatility. For me, people might not like this, and I couldn't give 2 fucks. This is what I'm here for. I want us to win the English Premier League. You can ban the Europa, ban the Carabao, ban the FA. Just play your starters in that Premier League, 38 games, week in, week out, no Tuesday, no Wednesday, rest. Let's kill that bastard right there.
You've got no chance. Do you want to know why? Sorry,
Why?
Tom, please let me take this one. Because this is where the problem lies. Everyone says, oh, but Kurdish just wants big transfers and big names. No. The only player that you're probably going to buy that's ready-made is Alexis McAllister. As Mont said, whoever else you bring in, even if they're playing, they're still going to need time to settle to the system. So you've already sacrificed at least minimum a quarter of next season. You have to be ready. You have to accept that. Your team
Excuses, FC.
No, you have to accept that.
You're just doing buzzwords.
It's not, bro.
Why am I
You're
using
treating
buzzwords?
Liverpool's midfield like it's
Why
a
am I
puzzle.
using buzzwords?
It's not a puzzle. Like Liverpool's midfield is not a puzzle. You find the right piece, there you go, put it in the right place.
Yeah, but Mons,
everything
we're not
works.
buying
a
the
puzzle,
right pieces. We're not buying instant-made players. We're buying players that need time to develop. We've just said
No,
that.
but the spine is already there.
Oh,
The spine is all there. What do you mean?
okay.
Damn.
Do you know what I disagree with about
Alisson,
Hassan?
Trent, Van Dijk, Konate, Salah. That's not enough of a spine for you.
Again, though, the part I disagree with is you saying bin off everything else. Liverpool Football Club is built on winning stuff. We are a win-first club. I know we don't want to be in the Europa League. I know we don't want to hear whoa, 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 even though it is a bit of a banger, but hey ho, we'll ignore that till next year. We still should be winning that. If we believe, and I believe that all of us here believe, if
Tom,
we're in
can
the
I
Champions
and
League,
you argue
we
this
have a
on
chance of
different
winning.
stream, please?
We
Can I
should be
argue
winning
this
that
with-
Europa League. We should be winning that Europa League.
In the Premier League, what would be successful? So Kurdish is saying top 4 because he's low standards. You,
For
Tom?
me, a strong title challenge. A strong title challenge.
Challenge
That
hype.
can a strong title challenge can be a win, but a strong title challenge minimum. None of
Rax,
this
what's yours?
Arsenal shit.
Look, I've got major concerns about this next season. In previous seasons, you guys know, right? I've been very positive. I've always like, Mr. Positive, we can do it.
We do know.
Yeah, and I've got serious concerns about next season, mainly because there's so much confusion and uncertainty. My decision may change. It won't be successful to finish second, but if we challenge and we play at top level and we don't win the league, but we push City, because it's only going to be City really who are going to be challengers, then I won't accept it, but I'll take it as a first step for us to be like going towards progress, because this season was a major step back, and I don't know whether we're capable of making such a big step forward in one season.
And it's about
Mons, what's your one?
Sorry, Mons, go ahead.
I'm more confused that there's 240 people in this stream and there's only 97 likes.
That's what I'm saying.
Like
They're moving like Hendo right now. Just disappointing.
yeah, you see the ratio. It's not doing it. I'm gonna need more. I just need more.
You don't.
I'm not even
get
angry.
Monty's answer.
I'm not even angry.
don't-
I'm just disappointed.
You don't get Monty's answer to the question until we hit 100 likes.
Yeah,
His
slap
answer's
the
locked
like
away until
button,
you hit
man.
100 likes.
Like, you don't want to know what it takes for my minimum expectations to be successful. You know what's successful? More likes.
Yes.
likes. That's what's more successful.
Slap the like button, guys. Come on, don't embarrass us in front of our guests like that. You guys are not better than that.
That's
Slap
better.
the like
I
button.
see that.
subscribe.
Look, 10 likes, just like that. It's not that hard.
Just like that. 110
free.
already.
Literally. Just
Go
hit
on,
the like
Mons. What's
button.
your successful season?
Or minimum expectations, or to be successful.
For it to be successful.
None of that. Just top 4-ish. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really hearing any of that. As
Heard
you said,
that, Kurdish?
word to Hassan. The spine is still there. Yeah. And don't tell me Firmino is part of the main spine, because he hasn't played a lot this season, so he's not actually the spine. You know, VVD, Ali, Mo,
Trent,
Trent,
Mo.
you see it. That's the spine, and them man are still alive and kicking in the Liverpool shirt. So I think top 4 minimum. Europa League needs to be won. My only fear of the Europa League is that I believe Klopp doesn't start playing first team players throughout the whole 11 until maybe we touch like.
Have you seen the pots?
Semi? Yeah, I know. We're going to be going to hell.
We're going
all around the world.
To lose, bro. Like,
but I know we're going all around the world. We are going to the far depths of this planet. You see all the pots. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, we need to do country bingo. What country is Liverpool going to end up in the Europa League? What European country are we going to end up in?
100%.
Spin the globe and just stop the globe on one point, and that's probably where we're
100% going to
Hungary. It screams like a Sweden or a Norwegian, a Nordic away day. 100%.
Yeah. That's okay though. That's not too bad, man.
No, I'm good with like Molde.
Rax, name me a Swedish team. Who the fuck's in Sweden?
I can name you 10 Swedish teams right now.
Gothenburg FC.
Gothenburg, Hammarby.
Hammarby, what do you know about Hammarby?
Yeah, you're not scaring me. Anyway, I think it has to be
John Gardens. There's another team.
You're not scaring me. It has to be, for me, Europa League top 4.
Ostersunds, Malmo.
Yeah, to be fair,
Malmo.
I'd say I can't lie. For the season to be successful, we need to win either 2 trophies or 1 trophy on top 4.
Okay, for me,
and you know what? I part of me wants to even say challenge for the Prem because we're not going to care about Europa League. Part of me wants to say that, but I need to know who we get in the summer for me to then take that step. And Jurgen Quadmontel, for that guy's moved away now.
No way you said the Gavi. No way you said the Gavi fully. You just said the Gavi.
Yeah, it only needs to be top 5 next year.
This is for me. Zia, what's saying is 100%. For me, just the title is successful. All this taking years off this year, the year before, with all due respect, 10 years from now, no one's going to give a fuck about all this context. All these players, when we start having these conversations, Alisson this, Salah this, all they're going to have is one title.
You think it's Prem or bust?
100%.
This was Haaland's bedding in season, right?
No, this wasn't his bedding in season. This was the warm up.
No, it wasn't. Haaland, the first game of FIFA, that doesn't count because it's a warm up.
The robots don't bed in.
No, this was the bedding in season. Now he knows what to do. He knows what to do.
Let's not do
it. And you think it's Prem or bust? Y'all crazy.
100%. DC says quality of transfers determines Curtis's standings. 100%. His standings should be no further than 6th choice. Anything above that, and we have fucked up massively.
So we got to be DC. Sam, so if your minimum expectation next year is win the title, and then we don't win the title, whose heads have to roll? Klopp out if we don't win the title next year.
100%.
But sorry, can I just interject here? Can I just say sorry.
I don't give a fuck. It's the truth.
The KDL.
I am KDL, but how many chances are we going to give the guy?
No, because this is what we're doing here, right? We're letting our owners get away with a top 4 transfer window, and we're expecting our to produce a title-winning team.
Root cause.
Tom, please let me speak, because this is my issue. Because when I say I want Jude, Barella, and I want a third, and I want to spend a lot of money, is because them players are ready, and I know my manager will make us win titles. Yes. But when you're then saying to me you want Callister and Gravenberch and Thuram, players who will need 2 seasons or a season to get up to speed, then you need to give my manager time. If you're expecting to sign top 4 players, respectfully accept a top 4 finish. It's not, and by the way, Hussam, I want to make this clear. Do you know people who say already, who they're saying, as long as they back the manager, shut up. Do you know why you need to shut up? Because they've already decided they're not backing the manager. Because if they were backing the manager, they would have given him his first choice signing and what else he needs. But instead, they're giving him an ultimatum. So that means they're already not backing him. They've already said, we're not backing you. Because if they were, they would have got him his first signing, which was Jude, and they would have got him the other 3. But they've already said, you have to have an ultimatum. So that means they are not backing the manager once again. So there you go.
Okay, thank you so much for
Curtis,
that monologue, Kurdish.
what do you do with
If
the
If he
fact?
does not win the English Premier League, then I'm simply moving on. Fuck
No.
your development.
What do you mean?
Fuck your
This-
development.
But you're accepting
Don't
a
give a
top
fuck.
4 window
I'm not accepting anything. How are you
You
telling me
are.
I'm accepting?
because you're saying you
I'm
want
about to be
Lavia and you're,
bald for Bellingham, and you're telling me accepting.
but you
What
you
accepting?
you're saying you're happy with Lavia. That's
No,
a top
I'm
4
not happy with
signing.
Lavia at
That's a
all.
top 4 signing, not a Premier
You
League
don't
winning
understand. The
signing.
window I want versus the window I predict are two total. I don't even want McAllister. I
So
want
then, if
Caicedo.
you know, but then if you know that, my guy, if you know that, then you have to also accept that actually, it's probably go top 4 and then challenge the
Did
year
you want
after.
Caicedo last summer?
Oh, we're doing last summer prop. We're going back to that place.
Oh, you're doing last summer
But
prop. But
why
you
am I
want me-
going back to last summer? Why
I'll
am
tell
I
you why you're
doing
going
that?
back to last summer, because Moises Caicedo could have been my player right now for 40 million
But
pounds.
he's not. He's not.
Because of
Whatever the reason is, he's
no,
not.
say it, Kurdish. You can't be disingenuous. Say it. Because of what?
What do you mean?
Kurdish, don't be dishonest, man. Just be real. Argue with
Because
me with
of
the reality.
bad over recruitment team, bad management decisions, not being
Okay,
risky enough in
Yeah,
the
خلاص,
transfer.
if you're gonna be this disingenuous,
I
then
just said bad manager decisions. I just said bad
Just
management
say it as
decisions.
it is. Why is Moises Caicedo not a Liverpool player? Full
Maybe
stop.
because Klopp wasn't risky enough. Is that
Okay,
happy? Are you
Jurgen Klopp.
happy?
You know for a fact, and you said it yourself.
I mean, I
you
don't
came
know
to-
for a
No, you came to the terms yourself. You said we should have taken Plan B. You know that.
Okay, so we didn't. But what it tells you
You
is
can't
this year.
say we didn't.
But so you want to punish him next year for what happened 2 years ago?
No, I'm saying the centre back crisis season, the year after that, where we almost won it all, but we didn't win the Prem or the Champs, and this season. I'll be damned if I give people 4 chances to fuck me over. So it's as simple as that.
Okay, I
Big
think
up to
we differ.
Vagabond. It says, is
We
McAllister
differ.
the answer for a midfield? Vagabond, my brother, thank you for the super chat. If I'm going to Brighton,
Sam,
I'm
you're
calling
not truth to root cause. You're not the real.
I am. I'm
You
100% true to
don't.
root cause. I'm FSG out all day, every day, but there comes a point in time where we also have to move on. Is McAllister the answer for midfield? Listen, if I'm calling Brighton, I'm going for Caicedo, not McAllister personally. People will kill me, but I'm not that hype on McAllister as others. But he's a lot better than what we have. Not just better than what we have, like a Mount. I'm saying a lot better than what we have. So, fantastic ball carrier, can do everything on the pitch, well-rounded, can play the genie role. I'm sold compared to the shit we have to watch every week. Mo says Lavia 2 tackles per game, Mac 2 tackles per game. Mo, I get you're not big on Lavia. I'm not that big on Lavia either. If I could have DM of choice, it would be Ugarte. So that would be my DM of choice. But it's who our manager wants, and we have to back the manager. Big up to Trust, who says, can't believe I'll be watching Al Faisali versus LFC in the Europa League. Hey, Ben, you keep asking me support your local. Al Faisal is my local, and we are the current champions. So Al Wahdat can hold that. You get me? I'm celebrating at least one of my clubs winning. So big up to you, Trust, man. Thank you so much for the super chat. Big up to Massive C says, I'm interested in Tom explaining Gallagher profile. SFC.
I mean, I'm a
From
big fan
20
of
second
profiles. I don't need 20 seconds. I have no fucking clue what his profile is because he doesn't make sense as a footballer.
Do you want to know
The
what's
man-
interesting, Tom? Sorry to interrupt you. Do you want to, something really interesting? Sam, you know Pablo? Pab's in the comment section usually.
Yes.
He was on a space earlier, and we said, can you bring up the stats in the last 2-3 seasons for Yuri Tillemans, Curtis Jones, and Conor Gallagher? And do you know who ranked bottom pretty much for every stat? Curtis Jones out of them 3.
Speaking of Pablo,
There you go. The person who did that got the stats.
I mean,
Pablo
I mean,
Tom
I
Hardy has
mean,
a McAllister.
I mean, where is Alexis McAllister's 2 goals at the King Power?
let's not even do this shameless shit. Turam is meaty and he's not a DM. And what technique? He's literally pace and power. Mason Mount is the one. Fight to the power. See, this is what I don't understand with the likes of Selection and Kurdish. They're just bare confused people. They like pace and power, and also they overdo it with technical ability. Diaz is better than Salah, apparently. And then the same people will come ask for Mason Mount. What does Mason Mount offer me? Does he do anything at an elite level? Me and Selection have had this argument 500 times. What does Mason Mount do at elite level? And this was Selection's super chat response. He is a half-turn maestro. That is his response for me pulling out 50 million of my
That's what they
fucking
all
budget
say. He's good in tight spaces.
for
He's
a
good in tight
half-turn
spaces.
maestro. This is it. Thuram is not meaty. Thuram is a lot better than what we have. And here's the one equation you guys are leaving out. That's how well Jurgen Klopp develops players. Thuram under Klopp is going to be a beast. Big up to you, selection. Virgil van Dijk goal should have stood. Officials are jokes, says Terry Tibbs. Terry? What are you saying, Tom? Because you just...
And anyone who's played centre-back knows Conte's made a deliberate attempt to play that ball, because guess what? Any centre-back in that position who doesn't attempt to play the ball is a fucking idiot. Because
So you're saying the goal should have stood?
100% should,
Yeah,
because
of
it's a
course.
deliberate attempt to play the ball. If Conte
He's
leaves
trying
that
to get
ball,
anything on it. He's trying to get anything that he can on the ball.
Just-
You don't do that by accident.
if Conte was trying to leave that ball, so Conte was deliberately trying to not play that ball, and let's say it went past him, who was there 10 yards from goal with the ball bouncing? Cody
Even if it doesn't
Just
happen,
gonna
we
score
just...
You might want to know another reason. The ball went backwards. How can you be offside when the ball goes backwards?
Yeah, it's a mad.
Listen, even if the
Why
goal
did everyone,
counts,
why did everyone suddenly forget that rule? You can't be offside if the ball is played backwards.
It's the
Terry,
fact that
I'm gonna be
they
sorry with you,
sent
even
it
if
to
that
the
goal
monitor.
You know when you
counted,
head down,
When have
the
they
ball
ever
goes
sent?
backwards.
When have they ever sent the referee to the monitor for an offside?
even if the goal counted, I think we suck anyway, and we would have probably found a way to fuck up.
The picture showed a different story. The picture, if you look at the picture, you see you see him about to head the ball when you see VVD in an offside position. So when you just see the picture, you look at it and go offside. When you actually see the motion, A, the ball goes backwards. B, the defender plays it willingly to actually block the ball. So it's the next phase of play. I don't know, innit? And the 6 stud marks in Cody Gakpo's chest, I don't know anymore. Is this football or is this GTA? Man should be done.
Did you man see Allison? Did you man see Allison after Mings had done it? Allison ran all the way up the pitch, and just started practically kicking Gakpo in the chest to show the referee, look, that's how he's done it. He's pushed him in the chest. How was that not a red card?
And the worst thing that pisses me off even more about Tyrone Mings is that he wants to play like prime JT against us, but on the last day of the season against Manchester City, he wants to defend like Sylvain Distin. Why does he want to defend like Sylvain Distin on the last day of the flipping Premier League?
That's offensive to Sylvain Distin. Sylvain Distin was good at
It is offensive.
It's
AM
like
says
a scramble.
AM says if I see Mount, I'm Klopp out immediately. I don't give a fuck. Here's my thing. This is where Kurdish has to be real. If Klopp chooses to spend transfer money on Mason Mount, and next season he turns into shit, which is exactly the likes of me and Kurdish expect, then Klopp's going to have to hold that. All that root cause shit can just go down the drain. Remember when the topic of November was Linders? I do remember. And he was chatting too much. And I'm so happy I don't see any more fucking Linders quotes in the media because I'm so sick and tired of his ass. Coming out every 3 seconds with some dumbass quote. Oh my God, a trophy with us means more.
Just wait for when you're
Shove your means more.
Wait for when Jordan Timber walks through that door and you see all the articles about how Pep Linders and his exclusive scouting team were key to identifying him.
There's 2 super chats here from Terry. He says, so an unintentional handball is determined to be a penalty, but how can you determine an unintentional block? So not trying to play the ball. Make sense of that. Terry, I hear you. And I think that goal probably should have stood. But my thing is as follows. I don't trust us enough to would have won the game anyway. Like, I don't think that goal would have made us a winner of that game because we just suck, man. That's the problem, Terry. And when it comes to the referees, I just think Klopp needs to just STFU next season when it comes to referees, because the last thing we need, we already have Henderson playing against us and others. We don't need the referees playing against us as well. So Klopp cannot come out in press conference and start like criticizing referees publicly, even though the refs suck. And there's a reason why the English refs don't make the Champions League, don't make any of these things, because they just stink. And he says, lads, we have had success. We should always demand that. I'm sick of the slow demand. No top 4. If you're second, you're last. Simple as first or nothing. 100%. And this is why I said for me, it's title or bust. All this crap about Europa League, about all this other shit, I'm not interested. We play 1 game a week. That's serious. Europa League, send Bajcetic and them, man, and just let them do their thing in that competition. In the Prem, play it serious 11. I've got Salah ready to go once a week. I've got Trent ready to go once a week. I've got Van Dijk ready to go once a week. I don't have time for all this challenge, step-by-step bullshit. Like, just go and win the league title. Simple as that for me. And I agree with you completely. No one's winning the Premier League until Pep leaves. Just accept it. That's crazy because our current manager did win it while Pep was here and firing. So I don't get why we can't just win it again, JW. That's the crazy part. Felipe says your summer will be big. A Senegalese winger is coming. Ni hao, my brother. Ni hao. Because he's definitely not going to be signing for us. It's either, you know, somewhere else or Shanghai Sharks. That's where he's going. But big up to him, man. Club legend. Big up to Mo, who says Ugarte DM, McAllister LCM, Spolotsai RCM, Lefay squad. I like that. I would absolutely love that summer. I'm not anti Spolotsai. I'm pro Spolotsai, and I think if it does happen, I'm going to be happy. Ugarte DM would absolutely shit all over Fabinho as well. I want Enzo Lefay, says AM. I can't lie to you guys. The one worrying part is Enzo Lefay is linked to Bournemouth only. So it's not like there's kind of hype behind him and he's about to go to Madrid. He's kind of linked to shit media teams. So that's the worrying part a little bit. But the rest of what Mo said, I agree with. And listen, speaking of, 250 people watching us. Make sure you slap the likes. Make sure you all subscribe to the channel if you're yet to do so. There's just one thing left that I want to unpack before we just wrap it up. So make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Big up to Queen Nadra, MHM, Ryan, Felipe, Joe, Vacabond, Will, Mo, Selection, J-Boy, Siddy, DC, Trust, Messi FC, Terry, AM, and my brother JW for the super chats. Big up to you guys. Make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you all subscribe to This Is Football if you're yet to do so right here, right now. Oh my God. For fuck's sake.
Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out.
No, we're not hearing you
Hear me
out.
out. Hear me out.
No, Tom.
Look,
This is not American
Look.
football. We don't. It's not
Look.
special
No.
teams where
No,
someone
no.
comes on to take a free kick and then goes back off.
Honestly, like we could have. Hey, if we could,
20 million.
exactly what Rax
20
said,
million.
if we could sign James Ward-Prowse to just take free kicks and fuck off back on the bench, I'd love. I'm taking that signing right now. But if he has to play midfield, then no, I'm good.
20
man. I'm
million
good.
to play that inverted wing back role as well as cover for because we have no one else who can play it. Ward-Prowse to play that inverted wing back role if push came to shove and just be because I you know what, I'd potentially let go of Curtis Jones to bring in Ward-Prowse.
I would literally keep Curtis Jones over Ward-Prowse because Curtis Jones got more tech in his left testicle than Ward-Prowse in his whole body. What the fuck are we doing right now? Let's just chill. I'm trying to win the league. My man talk about James Ward-Prowse.
This is offensive to James
Whatever.
Ward-Prowse.
Mo says it's because Bournemouth, his owner, also owns Lorient. I know that. That's what I'm saying. We just need to mute Tom at this point. I know that, but why is there no buzz around the move for him for like a bigger club? You know, even not even necessarily Liverpool. Like, why isn't he even at least linked to Spurs or something? That's the worrying part. Jones squad player and no show against top teams. I agree. Squad player at best. Joe says Klopp's problem is lack of money. Jude. Various players, other players. You know, with me, what I love about me, even though I'm KDL, I'm balanced. Unlike Kurdish and ads, shoutout ads, and other people who will just go to the umpteenth degree to defend Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp has a budget this summer. If Jurgen Klopp decides to take 50 million, 60 million out of that budget and spend it on Mount, then he has to hold that. With all due respect, if Mount plays like shit next season, I can't come up here and keep saying FSG. Certain things are Klopp's decision. Klopp said no to Caicedo last summer. It wasn't FSG. 40 million was available at the start of the summer. So what the thing? So we have to keep it balanced when it comes to like distribute the blame properly. People think I'm a Salah sexual. I'm not. But Salah this season hasn't performed to his level. Trent hasn't performed to his level. Van Dijk hasn't performed to his level. All these guys, they haven't performed to their level and they need to do better. So we can't sit up here and just blame. We cannot just blame FSG. We cannot just blame Klopp. We cannot just blame players. It's distributable blame. It's as simple as that.
You
What
are a
one?
salosexual. I am a salosexual. Accept it. Don't do that, Hassam.
I'm not a Salah sexual at all.
Oh my God.
I am a Trent sexual though.
Oh my
The
God.
man has just dropped 30 GA in the Premier League, and we're saying
45 J. Do you know what? Oh, do you know what? One more thing. Can I?
But
just
the
throw
numbers don't
something out
match
there?
the performance.
Can I throw something out there quickly?
Yes.
Can I just throw like a spanner in the works?
Throw it.
There were a wide plethora of individuals in and out of the fan base. Can't tell the difference these days. You know, in and out of the fan base, who were questioning the £350,000 a week
Kurdish.
contract of Mohamed Salah.
Kurdish Jones.
So I'd like to revisit the choice of paying the man £350,000 a week with added bonuses after the 45 GA in all competitions that he has accomplished, as opposed to the other guy that we sold who has just about got 14. So does
In the
anyone want
Bundesliga?
Has he got that many? Has he even got that many?
He'd kill for that many. But you know, I just wanna know, because there are a lot of guys questioning it week in, week. So, and yes, at the time, I understand it, but week in, week out, I was hearing Ozil, Aubameyang. Who's the other one? You got the big contract. There's another one out there. Someone remind me in a bit. But
Sanchez got a big contract from United.
And, Alexis, Texas, Sanchez himself.
Once, if Mo Salah went to the Bundesliga, he'd be on 40 goals just in that league. Running behind and score goals. Are you mad?
We've got a fortune teller next to me. There's a fortune teller next to me this way. There's a fortune teller this way.
All the money
Do you tell your client to learn Chinese? Do you tell him?
All the money.
First 2 words.
You know, it's shikr to do.
Go on,
fortune
Dong
telling.
Tigers are calling him.
That's not fortune telling. That's just giving a hypothetical.
All of the Mane sexuals out there, hold that. And do you know what it is? I'm not even naming names, but you know who you are.
Maybe he was the problem all along.
You lot know who you are, and it's
you know how peak it is. Sadio Mane joined Bayern as their highest paid player arguably ever. You know, the replacement, the heir to Lewandowski's throne. They've done 10 years, 11 years on the bounce to win in the Bundesliga. It's been their bitch. He rocks up first year. He rocks up first year, and they throw it away.
Do you know what I find funny?
Throw it away.
We talk about football, Liverpool end of season therapy. Yet you all miss him so much that you're still talking about him now, even when the combo's not even been with him. Go on, continue.
I'm just proving a point. Hey, listen, he's been linked to the return, so we can talk about that another day. But all I'm saying is 45.
Oh, God forbid.
Are you taking him over Nunez?
No. Yeah, over Nunez, of course. Over 45 GA later, and the season's not even done. And guess what? Do you know what's funny about Mo? This was a bad season. So again, you guys, talking about the contract, that's what you pay £350,000 a week for. 45.
That's what you pay for to finish fifth.
No.
I'm sorry, Rax. Can I just speak to Rax for 1 second? Rax, you pay £350 for a guy to miss 2 penalties that would have got you in the Champions League. No, why are we?
Oh, no. How many game winners? No. Months. I got this because I've dealt with this guy on Spaces before. No problem. Let us now assume. So you want to assume that the bad that he did should become good. So the 2 penalties he scores. We beat Arsenal. We beat Bournemouth. That's plus 6 points.
No.
That's
plus
4 points.
It's 2 points. If we were 1-0 up, we were losing in both. If we would have got 2 more points.
Okay, so plus.
Would have been enough to qualify.
We would have drawn.
2-1 down at Arsenal.
1 second. I'm gonna unpack this fully and dunk on this guy's head top now. So Bournemouth, you add a draw, so that's plus 1 point. Arsenal, you add a win if we scored that penalty, so it's 3-2, so it's plus 2 points, so plus 3 points overall. So we would be in the top 4. Now, let us do the reverse of what Kurdish just asked for. Since he wants to make his bad into good, how about we do his good into bad? Let's remove all Mo Salah's game winners. All the
Why
times
would I do that? I pay him 350k. Why would I do that?
No.
I expect him to do the basic minimum when I'm paying 350 a week.
Kurdish, 1 second. Because here's your problem. You can't, as you UK people taught me, you can't have your cake and eat it. You can't. You have to choose which route you go down. Because now you said, what if he scored the penalties? And now he's off camera because I dunked on his ass. So, what if we remove the winner against Man City? Suddenly, that's 3 points down the drain. What if he missed that one-on-one? What if we removed... It's funny you mentioned penalty scored. So funny.
You want me to remove what I'm paying 350k a week for?
No, you ain't going to do this.
350k a week. You ain't going to remove it. You want me to remove that too?
One second.
You're having your
cake.
Clear. Go on, I'll let you go.
Kurdish,
I'll let
you
you
need to
go. I'll let you go. I'll let you go.
Kurdish, you can't have your cake and eat it. Who did we
Okay.
beat 1-0 and Salah scored the penalty? It just happened like 2 days ago. Like not 2 days ago, like 3 game weeks ago. We beat someone 1-0, 2-1. Salah scored the winning penalty. Hey, since we're changing penalty, outcomes, let's make that a missed penalty. Suddenly, I'm
You know what's
already
interesting?
just within 2 games, I'm 6 points behind.
Do
My
you know what's
problem with
interesting?
Kurdish, one second. My problem with Kurdish is as follows. And in general, we all agree Alisson's been our best player this whole year. By far, player of the season. If you ask anyone who's been our best outfield player, Kurdish included, he'd tell you Mo Salah. So we cannot sit here and be disingenuous. Don't because I have proof from LFC therapies where you said this. No,
I've never
You
said that.
100% said it when
Okay,
we
go
were
get your proof.
when you were doing Darwin Nunez. When you were doing Darwin Nunez prop, you said Salah's our best outfield player. How much you give him out of 10?
No, I
A
said best
7?
forward. I said our best forward, not best outfield player.
So who's our best outfield player this year?
This season, up until the second half of the season.
No,
everyone
this
was-
season. Curtis,
This
this
season.
season.
Don't change the
Let me
season.
speak then. Let me speak.
This
Up
season.
until the second half of the season, they were all stinky. After the second half of the season, it's been Trent.
Oh, God.
From beginning to end. Why are you giving? There's no technicalities. Beginning to end.
It's
Game
Trent.
week 1 to game week 37.
It's
Who's
Trent.
been the best outfield player?
Do you know the one thing? Sorry, I let Hussam have his monologue. Can I just point something out? And Rax, I
Go on,
want you to
Fred,
know
is
you're
our
the
best
finance
outfield
man.
player?
Go on,
Sorry,
Fred.
I'm going to the finance man and Rax, right? I just want to make this very clear. So what Mo Salah was doing was giving me 20 goals, everything else, as you were saying, on 200k a week or 150 or whatever he was on. He's got a pay rise, and I'm supposed to thank him for doing the same things he was doing on the previous wage. Do you realize how crazy that is?
No. And I'll debunk that. When you're scoring 20 to 30 goals on 200k, that's not what 200k does. It should not be 20, 30 goals a
So we
season.
weren't paying him enough.
It's
We
a
weren't paying him enough.
300k.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Bro, let's be honest. If you're scoring 20 to 30 goals a season on around the region of 200k, that doesn't equate.
Hey, listen, man. I like Salah. I don't know why you lot think I dislike
No,
Salah.
you don't.
I
You're
like
full of
Salah a
No,
lot.
no,
I
no,
like
no,
Salah a lot.
I've just got one question. Obviously, it was a debate in the summer about who was. If we'd have given Manny the money, he would have stayed and would have lost Salah.
That's what I'm saying.
Who do you think would have been what player would we have been better off with this season, Salah or Manny?
Look, the answer I'm going to no.
One of the other. It's one of the
Mots,
other.
Mots, relax, man. Mots, come on, bro. Mots. You know the
I
problem is.
dare you say
No.
Mane after him scoring 10
No,
goals in
I'm going to
Bundesliga.
give you the answer.
I
I'm going to
dare
give you
you.
the answer. The answer I'm going to give.
Beautiful.
The answer I'm going to give, you're not going to like fundamentally. And the reason you're not going to fundamentally like is because you're going to give me loads of GA and all these things. But we don't know how things would have panned out. If you're saying to me, I have to keep one of the two players, I'm keeping Sadio Mane every single day.
Oh, fuck me.
Without failure.
40
But you know what?
later.
Sorry, Mons, can I just say something? That doesn't mean I
Ni
dislike
hao.
Mohamed Salah. No,
I know
sorry.
Ni hao.
I know you
Hussam,
love Salah.
Hussam,
I know you
can I?
love Salah. Kurdish,
Sorry,
I know you love
Mons.
Salah.
No, Mons. My brand just took a massive hit because of this. People think I despise Salah. All right. So I want to make this clear. Just
by the
because
way,
I
all
like,
my followers keep dunking on this guy's head top in the replies.
just because I
Keep
like
bunking.
Mane, doesn't mean I don't love Salah. I really like Salah.
Yeah,
I
okay,
really
okay.
do.
That's
I
just
do.
the BS.
I
You know
know
what
you-
you sound like? You sound like a guy dating 2 girls and telling his first girl, just because I like the second girl, don't mean I don't like you. And saying
It's true. It's true.
Here's the thing, Kurdish. Felipe is a Bayern fan. 1 second. Kurdish, your boy has prevented me from winning 11 in a row. He's a bum, a crybaby that punched another one of my players. Salah's a legend. Mane to China.
It was
Bayern fan.
racist. Do you know what Liverpool
all I'm
needed?
saying-
Do you know what Liverpool needed this year? Some of that fighting grit that Sadio Mane showed against Leroy Sané. That's what Liverpool missed this year. That
do you know what-
fighting
and
grit.
do you know what? It's
Yeah,
funny you talk
100%.
about
We need
Sadio
to
Mane.
manage to punch up
Can I end this? Can I end this once and for all? Can
Yes.
I end this?
Yes.
Maybe if we kept Sadio Mane, we wouldn't have had to play Nunez and his 20 big chances missed. That's it.
Hey, Mons, we're all happy with that. We're all happy with that, Mons.
it. That's all I'm saying.
Mane
I'm
would have
not
taken them
happy
all.
with that.
Mane would have
Yeah.
taken them all. Don't
if
think I
Mane
forgot
scored
some of
the
his
guy,
stinkers. Also,
Like-
Kurdish, if we really want to do this thing about, Salah cost us top 4, let's not forget that Sadio Mane missed how many big chances in the first half of last season, which inadvertently cost us the title.
But Mohamed Salah
When
missed the
Salah was
penalty against
carrying the
Leicester.
team.
But Mohamed Salah missed the penalty against Leicester last year
Okay.
too.
Yeah, great.
When
so
we lost it by
what-
1
what-
point.
Okay,
When we lost
okay,
it by 1
Kurdish,
point.
Mane
Kurdish,
missed
When we
two
lost
on
it by
ones
1
that
point.
game.
Kurdish, that's fantastic. We'll disregard
Mane
last game
missed
too.
two
It was
on
1-1.
ones that game.
It was 1-1. What
Let's
about
not
West
do
Ham?
this. We love them.
What about
both.
West Ham
Why
away?
do we have to do this?
What
No,
about
no,
West
no.
Ham
You could
away?
hold that. You could hold
What
that.
about
we
West
love
Ham
them
away?
both.
Talking about the
We
header,
love
you
them
know,
both.
the header that went
Yeah,
wide.
yeah,
we
the
love
open
them
header
both.
out of the back post.
The way I see it is if you've got a penalty, that's the closest thing you're going to get to winning a game and guaranteed goal. If you've let me down, you've cost me the points.
No.
Isn't it funny then how Sadio Mane didn't take them for us because he was shit at them?
I'm sorry.
Do you know what? When I go, sorry, Moss, but when I go on Twitter Spaces, it's agendas. I come on YouTube not to do YouTube agendas. Why are we doing agendas? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this?
We're not doing agendas, but a penalty is not the easiest form of scoring a goal.
I
I'm sorry,
agree.
we have-
I agree.
we
It's the
have-
hardest. It's one of the hardest. I agree.
It's no. I wouldn't even say it's one of the hardest.
Kurdish,
It's
you
not one of the
No, I
hardest.
don't.
I'm just
Bro,
saying,
he missed the
if, you-
penalty
if
away
we look at the
Bayern.
penalty miss and you look at Konate's miss, now that, I'm sorry, Konate's miss is what you call costing top four. I'm
Months.
sorry.
Months.
There's many versions. Hold on. There's many technicalities this season where we can look at someone's mistake and go, oh, if this didn't happen, there's many things. Of course, Salah's 2 penalties are 2 moments that we can look at. We can look at Konate's miss. That's one thing you can look at. We can look at Henderson blocking Trent's free kick against Crystal Palace. We can look at that as well. We can look at Met because that was destined for the top corner, by the way. So if we look, we can even look at Darwin's 1-on-1 that he missed. Also, that same game against Arsenal.
I know. Listen, I played
Kurdish,
football.
let
Sorry,
me just end the debate.
it's
Kurdish,
not about the debate. It's not about the
I'm
debate.
actually gonna
Wallahi,
do
it's not
something
about the
else.
debate. Wallahi, it's not about the debate. Just
Yeah,
let me know.
I'm gonna say something not about the debate
Go
as
on,
well. I
go
promise
on.
you. Let me just say this. Listen, I think we'd all be happier here if we just say the reason why we're not in top 4 is because Henderson blocked Trent's free kick. So it's all Henderson's fault. I think that's a lot easier for all of us. Let's just move on. It's all Henderson's fault. He got into the way of the Trent free kick, and Klopp himself said he blocked us from scoring a goal. So listen, I've got a Mane Salah
free
Do you
kick
thumbnail.
was
want
as
to
well.
know, Sam? Do you want to know where my not hate, but my what's the word I'm looking for? The chip
Here we
on my
go.
shoulder over Mohamed Salah. Do you know where it stems from? Do you
What?
know where it stems from? I don't know if you remember this. The first time we went to 1 point close. Do you remember we the first time? I can't remember what season was it. It's 18-19 we went 1 point close. And I don't know if you remember, we went through a game where we'd drawn a few games and we played Everton. And Mohamed Salah went through 1-on-1 against Jordan Pickford and he finessed his body as if he was going to curl it. And he scored them that season. He was scoring them for fun.
I know exactly.
And he missed it. And he missed it. And ever since I've had a chip on my shoulder because that to me was the league that year. I've had a chip on my shoulder.
There were so many of them. How about this? I think with the way the ball didn't go over the line at the Etihad. You remember when?
Yeah, that was the
Do
moment.
you
for
remember
me.
that?
That was the moment for me. The Etihad one, like.
But
when
United
played Bournemouth and the ball went over the line by this much. It went over the line by this much for them and didn't go over the line by this much for us. I'm sorry.
I agree with Mons. That's the moment.
I'll tell you what the biggest moment was. After we'd played City, after we'd done all that, we'd only lost 1 game. We went to Old Trafford, and Marcus Rashford got injured after 5 minutes, and United were diabolical that day. And
we were diabolical as well.
But the point was, we should have gone for the throw. And look, I love Klopp, but he went for the draw. He figured, I'll go for the draw away at Man United. A draw is a decent result. We expect City. This was like 7 games to go. We expect City.
Right.
I presume he took a calculated gamble and said City got 7 games. They'll drop points in 1 game, and City didn't drop points.
Little did he know.
But Rax, do you know? Is that the same game?
18-19, we were happier though after Barcelona 4-0.
Rax, is that the game where I'm pretty sure Firmino ripped up, and this was the Wan-Bissaka everyone was comparing to Trent at the time. He ripped up Wan-Bissaka.
No,
that's a different game.
That was the year after. Actually, in that 18-19 Old Trafford game, Bobby went off injured and Sturridge.
Because I remember De Gea.
By the way, I remember Klopp's comments post-game triggering everyone when he said basically he blamed Man United's injuries for us not winning. When Rashford went off and Lingard went off and
that weren't even the game. That weren't even the game which lost us it though. Do you want to know the one which sticks in my head? when we played Jordan Henderson right back against Leicester, and he lost Harry Maguire at the back post, and they scored in the 48th minute.
Was that
You know what,
snowy?
Tom?
With the snowy
Tom,
one,
you're
when
a
it was
beautiful
snowy?
human
Yeah, the
being. It's
snowy
always easier blaming Henderson. It's so easy.
I'm not gonna lie though,
You're a
that save
beautiful
from
man.
De Gea when he done the splits for Matip, that was ridiculous. I don't get that. Do you guys think that in that game, I think we were lucky to get a draw in that game because of the saves Alisson had to make. If Jesse Lingard actually decided to actually score and rather try and take it around Alisson that day against
I
United,
think Jesse Lingard got injured after that as well, didn't he?
Yeah, he got
Alisson
injured
stayed
right
when
after
he got
that, yeah.
injured straight afterwards.
And that is exactly why I want us to win the league next season, for conversations like this. But thank you so much to Felipe. Let me just run through these super chats before we wrap it up. Guys, I've got a Mane Salah thumbnail ready to go. So Monts doesn't understand. There's a guy even worse than Kurdish. Goes by the name of Ads. He's going to be the tag team partner.
Ads. No, I know Ads from Spaces.
You don't know Ads. You don't know Ads. I know Ads. I know Ads. When it comes to
I haven't
Monts,
seen
let me explain something to you. Who's the most shameless Big Six Bands member? Corey. Imagine Corey times 10.
You ain't seen Casey this season.
Casey is fair.
Casey
is
is
fair.
bad.
Casey times 10 when it comes to Mane is Ads, my brother. Now, the
I've never
Kurdish
seen
guy
him
is...
side of Ads. Have I missed Spaces that much?
Yes,
Has
you
he
have.
been that bad at times?
Bro, when it comes to Mane, all logic goes out the window, as we've seen with Kurdish.
He's not
So
bad, Mons. As soon as anyone mentions anything bad about Salah, Hussam is gotta fight. That's all.
and the reason why I have a chip on my shoulder is people like you. If I ask them out of the front three, rank them in the Klopp era, you'd go Firmino, Mane, Salah. That's just you being...
Absolutely.
So you're the problem.
Do you know, Wallahi, sorry to stop you, Sam, Wallahi, I've been on Spaces. There was a space once that had 10 people. All 10 people said they don't like Salah because of you. They said the reason we don't like Salah is because of Hussam. 10 people. Wallahi, 10 people.
And you know what's funny, Kurdish? I could name every single one of these 10 people, and they would say that on the 10 people space, but behind my back, to my face, they'd come kiss my ass. So MSFC says Kurdish looks moved by James Ward-Prowse and Jones double pivot.
I'm not Tom.
Kurdish.
I'm not Tom. Don't do
Are
that.
you
Somebody else said Kurdish is a Mason Mount fan. I thought, what do you mean? Like, how is that feasible? How have you got that?
No, you know what
Everyone
I think
should be
like,
Gallagher's
you
sexual
know them
stamina
people.
for days.
You know them people who fancy someone, but then they don't want to admit it, so they just attack them for no reason. That's what Kurdish is like with Mount. He actually really likes Mount, but he just thinks, oh, it's the cool things, just keep slagging them off. When Mason Mount signs, he'll be his biggest fan.
I know why, because people group Mount and Gallagher in one, and they just... Because Kurdish made that stupid Gallagher claim, now people go like, by definition, you want Gallagher, you want Mount. So like, I think he just gets smeared with it at this point. So Messi FC, you're just a big troll.
Goals, but just listen, goals win games, not stepovers. And drop it to the shoulders.
But you know what also wins games in midfield? The ability to pass, the ability to cross, the ability to dribble, all these abilities. So yeah, that's
outside of that. By the way, the outside of the foot part assist to Firmino that Salah has done numerous of times at the Alliads yesterday. I don't know, man. But they'll tell us he's just a goal scorer.
Yeah, let me just run through the super chat so we can wrap it up. Ed says Pep said on Sunday that he needed strong defenders, so Ake at left back. City more solid than ever now. We need Timber and move Trent to the midfield, plus Alexis, plus 2 other midfielders. I think here's the thing. I think Timber is going to be a Liverpool player. You know, if the price is right, all of that, happens properly.
He'll go United, bro.
No, he won't. So the thing is,
why wouldn't he go United?
My God, Mons, can we just like you're just opening up the kind of worms for no reason. Like, let's not do that. I think Timber is probably perfectly suited for us as well. You know, center back, right back, versatile, all of that. So, you know, that's the thing. Big up Kurdish. Make sure to go follow him. Kurdish Ball 93 on Twitter, by the way. I think Timber suits us from a versatility perspective, but I prefer Inacio. Mo Salah's Dan James with thank you, Ed. Mo Salah's Dan James with end product, no sauce, just mayo. Honestly, shit like this. And then people can tell me, why do you defend Mo Salah? Honestly, man, so just call him fucking Dan James. You won't be talking top 4 if it wasn't for him too. True. Because they don't want to count the 3 points he won us. Salah goals equal Nunez plus Gakpo plus Jota plus Firmino's goals. And this is why, when it comes to Mo, the conversations just have to be real. Like, and people just lack reality. Felipe blaming Sadio for Oliver Kahn's bows on us. Well, I doubt it was Oliver Kahn who told Mane to punch the guy. So thank you, Messi FC, once again. No guarantee if Leicester City we win, season ends the same. Yeah, it's a possibility. What if Chelsea and Fulham both lose to Man United? Then that whole thing just becomes pointless anyway. So, yeah, big up to you, Omar. Kels says, leave ads alone. Hey, big up ads, but he's going to be Kurdish's fighter and this whole Mane Salah thing. And finally, Payrad says, Henderson, like my Labrador, he's full of energy and will run all day. He's only there.
Oh my god.
Oh. Sometimes, man.
Yo.
Payrad, my brother, thank you for the super chat, but you wildin', dog. You just wildin'. Like, that is just fucking wild. And just call them a Labrador. That is insane. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here. This 2 hours almost been a movie. Make sure you guys slap the like button. Make sure you all subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Big up to Nadra, MHM, Ryan, Felipe, Joe, Vacabond, Will, Mo, Selection, J-Boy, Shidi, DC, Trust, Messi FC, Terry, AM, JW, Ed, Omar, Kels, and Payrad for the super chats. Big up to you guys. Big up to every single one of you guys. Man said, what Labrador Hendo can't run? Nah, you guys just too much. Make sure you slap the like button. Make sure you subscribe. We're going to go around the lovely panel. And they're going to let you know where you can find them. We're going to go in order of appearances, on time. Tom Little, where can people find you?
You can find me at Tom Little with the one on YouTube, TikTok, Twitter, the works. Not really much to say apart from Stan Curtis Jones, the best Scouse midfielder since probably even best than Gerrard.
You are banned from the channel. Tom, if I clip you up and I put you on Twitter, people will ruin you.
100%. 100%. But this is the thing, like, you don't realize how many DMs. I'm sure you will see my thread on my top 5 Naby Keita injuries. Fuck me, top reds, but out for my neck. How dare you disrespect Naby Keita like that? Fuck me. I just said it was funny. He was a prisoner of war. And it was funny. He stacked himself on our pre-match walk one time. Was out injured for 18 games.
Big up him, man. I saw that thread as well, and I saw you did it comically, of course. But anyway,
they're like vultures, man. They're just out
top reds have DM'd me like death threats, all of that, But we will continue to dunk on their head tops. Rax, speaking of top reds, where can people find you?
You can find
I haven't called you a top red in such a long time.
It's been a while, man. It's been a while. You can find me on Twitter. That's my Twitter handle. I haven't been on Spaces for a long time. I keep saying I'm going to come back, but it's been busy. But I'm going to make some appearances there and probably a few other channels as well.
Big up Rax, man. Big up Rax. Big up everyone wishing Tom a happy birthday as well. I think he's really enjoyed it today. Monts, where can people find you, brother?
Over on the channel Field of Chaos. It will be the last preview. I was going to go live after this, but my eyes are burning. So I will be live tomorrow about 2 p.m. UK time and also 6 p.m. So a double stream day tomorrow. Yippee. Big Six Bands. That's where you will find me, Tariq Lamptey, over there. It will be the last roundup on the weekend on Sunday and the last preview on the Friday. Looking to get a few guests. So I'm not sure who we're going to get on at the moment, but we're trying to make things happen. Obviously, next week as well, you've got Team of the Week or Team of the Season, Flops of the Season, Overrated 11, and obviously we're grading every team season and stuff. All the content, all the fun stuff. So yeah, go find me at Big Six Bands. We are 1 subscriber away from 4,000. Hold on, I've got the exact number here. We got the exact number. One subscriber away from 4,240. So if anyone wants to be the 4,240th subscriber, hey, make it happen. And guess what? At long last, the TikTok is being activated. I know I said this at the end of last season, but guess what? I mean it this time. I mean it. So yeah, go and subscribe to Big Six Bands, people. Love you all. Make sure you smash and like this video. Go and subscribe to everyone else's stuff. I love you all.
Big up, Mons, man. And as he said, leave this video with a like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to everyone on the channel. Probably me and Tom are going to be back at 11 to discuss importance of Europa League, because me and him are going to punch each other on that thing. Either going to be tomorrow or after tomorrow, inshallah, I don't know. Me and Tom will organize it. And, look forward to actually getting invited on Big Six Fans. But other than that, big up to you guys. I'm going to head off.
Mont, it is not my birthday.
Okay, just check. Just checking.
My
This is
man
getting
just
out of
DM'd.
hand.
Guys, there's StreamYard that has private message. He wants just DM'd. It's actually Tom's birthday.
I didn't. He's capping. He's capping. I checked on Twitter and there were no balloons, so I wasn't sure.
Oh my God.
Checked on Twitter, there were no
You see,
balloons.
Mont, Sam has a
Actually not
weird sense of
birthday.
humour. So just one stream, he said it was my birthday about 2 months ago, and ever since then it's just stuck. So every stream I'm on,
Every
regardless.
time. Happy birthday.
Big up
Tom.
Kels, by the way. Kels, I know you was a subscriber. Big up Kels,
Yeah,
man.
big up, Kels.
Nice,
man.
bro.
Big up, Kels. See, my people, big up, man. Big up. Anyway, big up to you guys, man. See you guys tomorrow. Is it actually Tom's birthday? Let us know in the comments. Yeah, let's see you guys later.